Hello there, very good morning to you, and thanks for joining us on yet another interesting and exciting segment of the newspaper review for today, the 26th day of April 2022. My name is Cyril. Aloysius bringing you the newspaper headlines for today, but shortly before I'm going to be doing that, we'll go on a quick break, and when we return, I'll take you straight to the headlines. Do stay with us.
Have you registered for your permanent voter's card? I mean, your PVC. There is a Nigeria we all seek, a place where love, peace, security, and unity can reign supreme.
Waste no time. We want a country where peace and justice will be the order of the day.
Unfortunately, there's a problem. One big challenge this generation has to solve.
Our country cries for help every day. We need able and capable hands to lead and direct.
These capable hands can be you. Have you gotten your PVC? Have you registered for the ongoing voting process? Don't say your vote does not count. Yes, it does.
Have you gotten your PVC? Your apathy towards Nigeria's electioneering process will further inhibit our collective growth and development as a nation. Your refusal to participate and engage will keep us at a standstill. So be intentional.
I have my PVC. Your votes, your voice would go a long way in preventing absolute destruction of this country and the future of our children, the hope of tomorrow.
The 2023 Nigerian elections are just around the corner. Go out and get heard. Don't forget, your vote, your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.
Action.
All right, you're welcome back from that quick break, and taking you straight now to our first paper for this morning. We shall be looking at The Nation. Amongst the headlines in The Nation, we have PDP ex-governors. Aspirants rejects consensus candidate. PDP ex-governors, aspirants rejects consensus candidate. Next, in The Nation, we have The Nation's Ololade wins Global Journalism Award. The Nation's Ololade wins Global Journalism Award. That's on page 28 of The Nation. And next in The Nation, we have APC, I beg your pardon, begins sale of forms in Abuja, in other states. 3 directors fired. That on page 3 of The Nation. And next in The Nation, we have Alafen's body buried according to tradition, says Oyo High Chief. Alafen's body buried according to tradition, says Oyo High Chief. And lastly in The Nation, we have suspect in OAU student death slumps in court. Suspect in OAU student's death slumps in court. That's on page 2 of The Nation. Okay, taking you straight now to the Punch newspaper for today. We have amongst the headlines, this one here says, Electoral Act, Amechi Ngige. Others risk disqualification over failure to resign. I go again, Amechi over failure to resign. That's on page 2 of the Punch. And next in the Punch, we have as Ohaneze, Adebanjo won Jonathan. Group differs as Ohaneze, Adebanjo won Jonathan. That's on page 8 of the Punch. And next in the Punch, we have blame military, not Kuka for Tucano's delay. Blame military, not Kuka for Tucano's delay, according to NEF, on page 7 of the Punch. And next in the Punch, we have manufacturers borrow 1.3 trillion naira for banks. That's on page 19 of the Punch. And next in the Punch, we have Ondo lawmaker fumes as power cable kills 4 playing children. Ondo lawmaker fumes as power cable kills 4 playing children. That's on page 4 of the Punch. And next in the Punch, we have sexual act Chrisland 10-year-old pupil deletes social media videos, apologizes. Page 5 of the Punch. And lastly in the Punch for today we have Kyari, drug baron with 103 bank accounts, nabbed at Lagos airport. Drug baron with 103 bank accounts, nabbed at Lagos airport. That's on page of the Punch for yourself. And next we have here is the Daily Sun, and amongst the headlines in the Daily Sun we have 2023 Jonathan steps up consultation on APC move. Jonathan steps up consultation on APC move. His defection declaration on the way, according to supporters. Ex-president's plan to recontest National's campaign coordinator. That's on page 6 of the Daily Sun. And next in Daily Sun we have it will be great injustice. It will be great injustice if I didn't contest, according to Osibanjo on page 25 of the Daily Sun. According to him, he says it will be great injustice if I didn't contest. Osibanjo is saying on page 25 of Daily Sun. And next in Daily Sun we have blame military, not Kuka, for Tucano's jets delivery delay. NEF replies presidency. That's on page 7 of the Daily Sun. And next in the Daily Sun, that's according to Saraki on page 7 of the Daily Sun. I said I have capacity to rescue Nigeria from current mess. Saraki saying on page 7 of the Daily Sun. And lastly in Daily Sun we have 2023 Igbo leaders urge Southeast aspirants to press on with presidential bid. Vow to support them to the end. That's on page 8 of the Daily Sun. Okay, that's the much we can take in the Daily Sun. Taking you straight now to our next and last paper for this morning. The last one we have here is this day newspaper amongst the headlines. WHO, malaria killed over 602,000 people in Nigeria. Others in 2021. Next in this day we have it's Igbos' turn to produce president in 2023. Afenifere, MBF, Pandef insist. Declare Yoruba's presidential bid inelegant. Says unfortunate Jonathan allowed himself to be disgraced. Okay, next in this day we have presidential ticket. Let all go to national convention, say PDP northern leaders. That's on page 8, I beg your pardon, of this day. And next in this day we have OPEC mourns over 1,000 persons killed in Imo explosion. Okay, lastly in this day we have Elon Musk reaches agreements to acquire Twitter for $44 billion. All right, that's the much we can take on this morning's newspaper headlines. It's about time for us to move over to our discussion segment. We'll come back, we'll take you straight to our discussion for today. Do stay with us.
My name is Caroline Alfred, and I am your host.
I don't love nagging men.
I think if Ed Sheeran is not at my wedding, I may leave the wedding.
So if I'm meeting somebody, I would like that person to...
Every lady out there would like a level-headed man.
What does love mean to you? Spinsters and bachelors get to meet themselves on a blind date, get to know each other better, and get into relationships that would culminate into marriage eventually.
Have you registered for your permanent voter's card? I mean, your PVC. There is a Nigeria we all seek, a place where love, peace, security, and unity can reign supreme.
Waste no time. We want a country where peace and justice will be the order of the day.
Unfortunately, there's a problem. One big challenge this generation has to solve.
Our country cries for help every day. We need able and capable hands to lead and direct.
These capable hands can be you. Have you gotten your PVC? Have you registered for the ongoing voting process? Don't say your vote does not count. Yes, it does.
Have you gotten your PVC? Your apathy towards Nigeria's electioneering process will further inhibit our collective growth and development as a nation. Your refusal to participate and engage will keep us at a standstill. So be intentional.
I have my PVC. Your votes, your voice would go a long way in preventing absolute destruction of this country and the future of our children, the hope of tomorrow.
The 2023 Nigerian elections are just around the corner. Go out and get heard. Don't forget, your vote, your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited. Okay, you're welcome back from that short break, and joining me in discussion segment for today is one of our very popular faces, Mr. Victor. Mr. Victor, you're welcome to join me.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, Mr. Victor, amongst the headlines in today's papers is a drug baron that was nabbed at Lagos Airport. According to reports, he has over 103 bank accounts. That particular headline is linking to Kiari.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's your take on that particular headline.
Okay, I'm not surprised about that because he's been docked as an Abakari, and as you can see, the NDLEA, they've been working so hard. In fact, I rank them as one of the best active force in the country as at the moment.
Okay.
If you find that they've been very active, you get a whole lot of information about their proceedings. Okay, they are not hiding information from the masses. In as much as some persons might be like, they are giving a lot for the masses that might jeopardize the court proceedings or investigations. But I also appreciate them because seeing is believing. We are seeing the works they've been doing, okay, curbing the menace that former government has done with respect to their unseriousness about fighting drug and illicit drug importers. Okay. Now, just yesterday we got the information that Chief Afam Obaka was caught while on his way to Abuja from Lagos. Actually, arrest warrant has been sent to him and he's been avoiding arrest.
Okay.
He's been linked with, since last year, he's been linked with Abba Kyari, with possession of, with importing of 3 billion naira worth of tramadol. Now, they got the information, the the Abakari, mind you, the Abakari unit, they were the ones that got the information that this so-called man, or his, because he had to open a pharmaceutical company. He has a pharmaceutical company actually that he uses the name to import these illicit drugs.
Okay.
And he has a warehouse in Lagos. So they made their investigations and they went to his, they stormed his warehouse. They stormed his warehouse and packed all these cartons. He fled. They couldn't get him.
Okay.
As at then. Now, after concealing or after collecting those drugs, as in the cartons of these tramadors, over 200, they collected, as in the Abakari's team had to collect a portion, okay, of the total over 200 drugs that they had to collect a portion for their own self, and they now amassed just about 20% of the drugs to the public and the force. Over 80% of these drugs collected. That's where he was also roped in, as in Abakari. And mind you, a carton of this drug, this tramadol, 250 milligrams, is 17 million naira. So imagine the monetary value that these guys had to, they try to sweep under the carpet. You arrest somebody and you are keeping some of the so-called illicit drugs. Not the so-called, the illicit drugs. You are packing, you're keeping them and you are selling them by yourself, a police officer. So,
well, Mr. Victor, don't you think this particular headline would really call for alarm in terms of some pharmacists in the nation currently, people who are into drugs and stuff like that? Don't you think it will really, should I say, put them on high alert at the moment, especially those of them who their hands are not really clean?
Oh, sure. It calls for that. And it's not news to me that pharmaceutical companies, that they import illicit drugs. It's not new to me because they have the license to bring in drugs. In fact, the so-called drug barons, they have pharmaceutical companies.
Okay. Moving on to our next headline. What do you make of Afeni Ferre, MBF and PANDEF's insistence on the fact that it's Igbos' turn to produce a president come 2023?
Very interesting one. You know, the Afeni Ferre is a social political group from the Yoruba extraction. Okay, it was formed by persons like Bola Ige of blessed memory and Olufalaye. Okay, so they are saying at this moment the power should go to the southeast. Okay, and mind you, they are coming from the side that in 1999, or they had to microzone power to the southwest. This is about microzoning because the zoning in Nigerian paras, the zoning is more like the north and the south.
Okay.
But this time around, he's saying it's not just about south. Or they are saying, the Afeni Ferres, they are saying that they should not just zone the power to the south, but to the southeast, meaning microzoning.
Okay.
Now, in 1999, it was microzoned to the southwest because of MKO Abiola, that was, in quote, killed, because there is no strong information that the government killed him. Okay. So they were, as in the southwest. In fact, it even went not just the southwest. Okay, Olusegun Obasanjo is from the southwest, from Ogun State. MKO Abiola is from Ogun State. They went deeper, if you ask me, to give it to an Abeokuta man. And MKO Abiola is from Abeokuta. MKO Abiola is from Abeokuta. Olusegun Obasanjo is from Abeokuta. So what are they saying now? After the Civil War, which ended since 1970, the Igbos have not been given an opportunity to lead. Sorry, I don't want to use the root. The root might sound autocratic.
Okay.
So But come to think of it, there are some other persons from the other wing that are seeing the Igbos on their own. They've also enjoyed power with respect to vice presidency in the times of Shagari and Ekwueme.
But that cannot be compared to the vice presidency. Cannot be compared to the presidency in itself.
Mind you, there are still some persons, especially from the northwest extraction of this country, are saying that the northwest they've not tasted this power. States like Adamawa, Taraba, Jigawa, they've not tested this power. And mind you, the Turaki himself, Atiku the Turaki himself, is from Adamawa. So he's also calling that the Northwesterners have been marginalized. So what do you make out from that? You find out that it's not just about the Southeast. And mind you, this country is a divided country, no matter how we see it. And if you don't go by appeasing some parts, you find out that there will be a bit of tension. Some persons will be like, they are not part of the Nigerian state. So why then not create another state for them, which the IPOB angle of the IPOB, will I say the IPOB section of the Igbos are saying, give us our own country.
Okay, so Mr. Victor, what do you make of them still insisting that the Yoruba's presidential bid is inelegant?
Inelegant. It's the same stuff that we've been talking. Inelegant in the sense that it is not proper. It doesn't show well.
Why is it not proper?
Because they're saying that Nigeria is a divided country and power should go around. And from their own analysis, the Southeast have been marginalized since the 1967 to 1970 war, that's the Biafran war, that they've not been given the power to lead the country.
Okay, Mr. Victor, unfortunately we have to call it a wrap right here. Thank you so much for your time on the show. And as for you who have been watching us, thank you so much for sticking there and being faithful to your screen. Without you, we would not be here. This is TAP TV. My name remains Cyril Aloysius. Please do well to follow us on all our social media platforms. On YouTube, it's at TAP TV. On Instagram, it's at TAP TV_NG. On Facebook, it's at TAP TV. And on Twitter, it's at TAP TV. And also do well to subscribe to our channel and turn on your notification bells after you subscribe. Until we come your way again next time, do have a wonderful day.
My name is Caroline Alfred, and I am your host.
I don't love nagging men.
I think if Ed Sheeran is not at my wedding, I may leave the wedding.
So if I'm meeting somebody, I would like that person to...
Every lady out there would like a level-headed man.
What does love mean to you? Spinsters and bachelors get to meet themselves on a blind date, get to know each other better, and get into relationships that would culminate into marriage eventually.
Have you registered for your permanent voter's card? I mean, your PVC. There is a Nigeria we all seek, a place where love, peace, security, and unity can reign supreme.
Waste no time. We want a country where peace and justice will be the order of the day.
Unfortunately, there's a problem. One big challenge this generation has to solve.
Our country cries for help every day. We need able and capable hands to lead and direct.
These capable hands can be you. Have you gotten your PVC? Have you registered for the ongoing voting process? Don't say your vote does not count.
Have you gotten your PVC? Your apathy towards Nigeria's electioneering process will further inhibit our collective growth and development as a nation. Your refusal to participate and engage will keep us at a standstill. So be intentional.
I have my PVC. Your votes, your voice would go a long way in preventing absolute destruction of this country and the future of our children, the hope of tomorrow.
The 2023 Nigerian elections are just around the corner. Go out and get heard. Don't forget, your vote, your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.